Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome to episode 1 of the brand new series, Best Picks of the Day. This series is simple. We're not doing crazy long shots. We're building clean, sensible bet builder picks that make sense with the way these games should feel. Today, we've got 4 matches, mainly big European vibes, and every pick is a combo. X2, over 1.5, under 5.5, and 1 BTTS and over for the spicy one. Quick reminder, these are predictions, not guarantees. So stake smart, keep it responsible, and let's get into it. Pick 1. Dortmund versus Atalanta. Atalanta X2 and under 5.5. All right, first up, Borussia Dortmund versus Atalanta. This one has that classic Champions League knockout energy. Tactical first leg, lots of respect, and both teams know one moment can flip the tie. UEFA's preview vibe is basically expect a serious game, strong lineups, and a lot of discipline early. So here's the angle. Atalanta win or draw, X2. And under 5.5 goals. Why it fits the vibe. Atalanta don't usually travel just to admire the stadium. They press, they fight, and they make games uncomfortable. Dortmund can be dangerous, but in these ties you often see stretches where both teams manage risk rather than go full chaos for 90 minutes. And under 5.5 isn't asking for a boring 0-0. It just protects you from the absolute madness scorelines. This is basically saying, Atalanta don't lose, and the match stays in a normal football score range. That's a solid bet builder foundation to start the card. Pick 2. Monaco versus PSG. PSG X2 and over 1.5. Next up, Monaco versus PSG. All French clash. Big names, big pressure. Previews are framing it as a heavyweight tie with a lot on the line. Pick here. PSG win or draw X2 and over 1.5 goals. Vibe check. PSG in these kinds of games usually find a way to get on the scoreboard. Even when they're not perfect, they still create chances. Monaco at home can cause problems too. They're not the type to just sit deep for a full match. So over 1.5 is that sweet spot. 2 goals in the game, that's all we need. This combo is basically PSG don't lose, and the match produces at least a couple goals. It's a classic bet builder piece because it matches what you normally see when PSG play these high-profile ties. Pick 3. Galatasaray versus Juventus, no draw and over 1.5. Third game. Galatasaray versus Juventus, Istanbul. And if you know anything about Galatasaray nights at home, the atmosphere is loud, emotional, and it usually turns into a game with momentum swings. UEFA's preview is basically setting up the intensity. Pick no draw 12 and over 1.5 goals. Why this one makes sense. Galatasaray at home often play with that we're going for it energy. Juventus are Juventus. Even when they're controlling, they still carry threat and they know how to manage big away nights. So instead of picking a winner, we go no draw. Someone wins the game. And over 1.5 pairs perfectly with that, because once a goal goes in, the game usually opens up. This is the vibe pick for people who think this one won't end polite. We're calling for a winner and at least 2 total goals. Pick 4. Benfica versus Real Madrid. BTTS yes and over 2.5. Now the last pick, and this is the spiciest one on the card. Benfica versus Real Madrid at the Estadio da Luz. Previews are calling it a big European night, and that atmosphere in Lisbon is always serious. Pick BTTS yes and over 2.5 goals. Why I like this is the closer. Real Madrid rarely go into these matches aiming for a 0-0. They've got too much quality and too many ways to score. Benfica at home usually don't play scared, and the crowd pushes them to attack in spells. BTTS says both teams score once. Over 2.5 says we get at least 3 goals total. So the script we're betting on is Madrid score, Benfica respond, and the game has that classic Champions League rhythm, chances at both ends. If you want the safest slips, you could keep this one as a single or lower it to over 1.5, but for the best picks vibe, this is the one with the fireworks potential. Alright, that's episode 1 of Best Picks of the Day. Recap, Dortmund versus Atalanta. Atalanta X2 and under 5.5. Monaco versus PSG. PSG X2 and over 1.5. Galatasaray versus Juventus, no draw and over 1.5. Benfica versus Real Madrid. BTTS yes and over 2.5. If you want episode 2, comment next card and tell me which leagues you want me to cover. Champions League, EPL, Serie A, International, whatever. Smash the like if you're riding with the slip, subscribe for daily picks, and as always, bet smart, stay disciplined, and I'll see you in the next one.